Good morning folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave Keith and this is Avernus Biker Lifestyle. Now what this channel is all about is buying stuff cheaply to resell online to make a profit to fund your biker lifestyle. I've had a couple of comments on the channel this week, which is absolutely brilliant. In fact, there's been an extra 50 subscribers this week as well, so thanks very much indeed for all your support, guys. A couple of comments that are saying that they're a little bit confused about the nature of the channel, thinking that it was just specifically for bikers. And now, just to give you a bit of context, tell you a bit about my background, my story. For the last 30 years, I've been very actively involved in motorcycles and being a biker as a way of life. So I can quite comfortably say my lifestyle is that of a biker. The way this channel is originated was for me to sort of like help other bikers out, other people that are like-minded, and have a mixture of reselling and biker lifestyle kind of thing. Obviously motorcycles, test rides and all that kind of thing. The way it's developing is that people are getting a lot more value from the reselling side of life, which kind of both complement each other really, because motorcycles aren't cheap and in the main they're not an essential item. They are a luxury item, albeit something that a lot of people love dearly. Now I'm just a normal guy. I'm an ex-soldier. I left the army after doing a stint of just over 7 years in 1995. Ever since I've kind of had no high-flying jobs or anything like that. A couple of jobs that have been really well paid. Every month I found that I was just living paycheck to paycheck. That is up until I found a way of making extra money by selling online. Now as a result of that, I've been able to improve my lifestyle. In fact, so much so that I've taken it to the stage now where I've quit my full-time job to do reselling full-time as a self-employed small business owner. So I'm sure you can see how the two kind of things tie together. Like I say, there is very much a biker theme to this channel, but the content of it can apply to any kind of lifestyle, whatever you're into. If you've got any personal goals, the content in this channel can help you to achieve some financial goals, to help you achieve those personal ambitions. So like I say, I just thought I'd start this video today by bringing a bit of context and all that kind of thing. But again, if anybody's got any comments, please leave them below. It's really interesting to get feedback from you guys, good or bad. I mean, obviously I'm very much learning about my YouTube experience as far as and the channel as I go. So any comments, good or bad, really help me to develop and improve and try and aim to provide better content so you guys find better value in it. So back to today. If you watched my last video, what you'll probably notice is I said I was absolutely determined to get out on a test ride this week on a bike that I've been absolutely itching to ride. I won't tell you what it is because I'm going to save the big reveal for when I actually get a chance to do it. But the great British weather conspired against me. It's not been a great week weather-wise, to be fair. Certainly not one that you want to be out riding your bike. I mean, I'm not a fair weather rider. I'll get out in any kind of weather. But when it's my own bike, if it's somebody else's bike and a very expensive one at that, then I don't want to be getting it gunged up, run that tiny extra risk of having a spill or anything like that. So yeah, I'll put it off for another day. Aside from the fact that everybody wants to see nice weather when they're doing a test ride on a video, so it'll give better opportunity for a better quality video anyway. So I'll put it off to another day. Probably not big it up as much next time as well. So I'll just spring that on you and surprise it. I did, however, promise another video this week. So what I'm going to do is absolutely gone crazy on sales this week. I've done sales wise since Monday. We're on Friday now. Since Monday I've actually done 30 orders for a total of £911.28. so not a bad week. I mean, obviously it's been, for a lot of people, the end of the month, the last working day of the month is payday, which was Tuesday. So that I think I did £500 just on that one day. It's been a great week sales wise, so long may that continue. Friday typically is quite a good day as well, so I'm expecting a good weekend, and it'd be interesting to see what my final figure is for a 7-day total. But like I say, I promised a video today, so in the last 24 hours 10 items have sold. So what I'm going to do is take you through them, show you what sold, how much I paid for it, and how much it's going out of the door for. Here we go. So like I say, 10 orders for just over £260. The first one I'm going to pick out is this one. This goes with a big shout out to a gentleman called George Ross. He has a very successful YouTube channel that's related to reselling, George Ross Retro Reselling. This was a top tip from George. The Made in England picnic sets. Picked this up last week weekend, I think it was, maybe the weekend before, and I paid £15 for this, and it's going out for £56.99 plus the postage. You might have noticed when I actually did the haul video for this one, where you want to be watching out for on picnic baskets, because realistically speaking, the 10 a penny is the made in England. If it's vintage and old, this one was made for the Co-op by Thermos. So if it's vintage and made in England especially, watch out for it. Definitely check the sold completed on eBay when you find one. So that's with thanks to George Ross, that one. Check his channel out, guys. George Ross Retro Reselling. This is an accidental pickup. Before I left the lockup, there was a couple of ladies that were clearing out their mum's house, and they asked me if I was interested in buying some record players. This is one of 3 that I've got. There's been a hell of a lot of interest in the other 2, but this is the first out of the door. It's an Ion LP2 flash. It's complete. There are a couple of very minor issues with it. One of the hinges has snapped and needs rear fixing. That's something that I mentioned in the listing, obviously, and the buyer is going to be taking care of that. It just needs re-gluing kind of thing, so it's not something I wanted to be faffing about with, but it's still in more than sellable condition. And the other thing was just a small scratch on the lid. Aside from that, it's in perfect working order. Record players are good news anyway, but this particular one, you can convert your records onto a USB device or an SD card, so it's kind of like a vinyl digitizer, if you will, although the trend seems to be the opposite way and people are going to vinyl, but this is a more than adequate and capable record player in its own right. So this was actually a really good haul, because not only did I get the 3 record players, they had sort of like a bread basket full of other bits and pieces. On a previous video you might have seen I had some blank mini discs, brand new pack of 5. It was either 5 or 10, should I say, and that went out the door for £30. So I'm well into profit on this bundle already. I paid £40, should I say, for the whole thing, 3 record players and all the bits and pieces that the ladies had in the basket. So I'm going to put a value of this of £8 for argument's sake, because I've done so well out of the rest of the bundle, and this is going out the door for £39.99 plus £8.49 postage. As you guys are probably well aware by now, I do like my board games. This one's a particular favourite, Bugs in the Kitchen. I think I've had a couple just lately, but this one was entirely complete. I did have one that was missing just one bit of cardboard or something like that. This was entirely complete, but what I've done, I think the battery was dead on the Nano Bug, which is the little device that travels around the board kind of thing, but I did get a bolt load of really cheap ones that I paid, I think, 50p each for. So what I've done to increase the chance of a higher value sale than usual is just chop one in. That 50p cost value for the new Hexbug is probably added another £5 to the value. So I paid £1.50 for that particular game, call it £2 with the extra Nano Bug, and that's going out the door for £12.99 plus £3.90 postage. Now during lockdown, what I was doing is concentrating on stepping outside of my comfort zone as far as values are concerned, because at the end of the day, profit is profit, whether it be £2 or whether it be £2,000. These particular ones came from that. They were from B&M Bargains. They had them on clearance for £10 each, fortnight single duvet set. So I paid £10 for those. I got 10 of them, and that duvet set is going out the door for £18.90 plus £2.90 postage. So the postage is a given. That's pretty much how much the postage actually is. So £18.99. So not huge profit, but profit nonetheless. So if we can keep those going, keep the figures up, keep the sales going through, it's always good news. I've been looking out for bundles just lately, and these gloves came from one such bundle. It was a collection only lot on eBay. What I'll do, I'll stick a little icon up here somewhere. Look out for this app. It's called Bid Kit. It's a really useful bit of kit. Basically what it does is looks for collection only items in your area. You can set the distance and whatnot. Typically typically collection only items on eBay don't do well at all because you're narrowing your marketplace greatly, so there's less chance of it selling, and or if it does sell, it goes for a very, very low price. In this particular instance, it was a load of bike gear. I think 2 or 3 helmets. I've got 5 or 6 jackets out of it, 2 or 3 pairs of motorcycle pants. I think there was 2 or 3 sets of gloves as well. This is one of them. I paid £99 for the whole lot. I'm already into profit because of the sale of a couple of jackets, and these gloves are £3 or £4 for argument's sake as far as cost price is concerned, and they're going out the door for £11.99 plus £1.90 postage. I think I featured this one in a recent video as well. So this one I know cost £2 because I got it with I think 4 other games. Articulate for kids. Articulate is always one to watch out for, the adult versions especially, but this is one of the few kids games that goes out the door quite quickly as well. In the main, there's a rule of thumb that says if a board game or a kids game has got the word junior in it, avoid it like the plague, because they just don't sell at all, or if they do, they go for pennies. But in this case, Articulate for kids is definitely worth watching out for. So £2 cost price, and going out the door for £11.99 plus £2.99 postage. This is one item that's from a bundle that is basically proof that nobody's perfect, especially not me. This was a bundle I picked up yesterday, so it had sold very, very quickly. However, I paid £110 for a bundle of railway enthusiast stuff. So there was 2 locomotives. This is one of them, and I think 5 carriages, a load of other bits and pieces. In fact, I've got some track down here, all Hornby or Triang or Lima. So these are brands that are very familiar to people who collect this stuff. I've got a very sneaking suspicion, I mean, I'll definitely get my money back, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that I'm not going to get anywhere near the profit I thought I would out of the bundle. But like I say, if nothing ventured, nothing gained. So this particular one, it's Lima models made in Italy, and it's a Network Southeast, and the model it's a 50 series. That's the, I don't know if you can make that out there, 50028. That's the model, and it's a diesel locomotive by Lima. This one's going out the door for £29.99 plus postage. So nice quick seller, but the jury's still out whether it's been a good purchase or not as far as the bundle's concerned. On top of the vehicles and the carriages, there was also, I think, something like 50 railway enthusiast magazines, which I've listed. All low value, but dead easy to post, chuck them in a bag and away they go kind of thing. So I'll make a £1 or £2 profit on those. And also there was some building models that were unused, so they should go out the door for reasonable money as well. A pickup from an indoor car boot I did last weekend. It was raining, typically British weather, as you could probably see it is now. Yeah, so it's raining, so an indoor car boot was the way to go. This was a pickup. It's a big button version of a BT telephone. Yeah, so big button version, really good condition, complete. The only thing it's missing is a little plastic insert on there, but the buyer's not fussed about that. Obviously, I mentioned it in the listing. Aside from that, minty condition. This phone will be of particular interest to people that are visually impaired or hearing impaired, because it's got a loudspeaker on it, big buttons for the visually impaired. So obviously mention that in the listing if you come across one of these as well, because that is very good keywords. Paid £2 for that, and it's going out for £14.99 including the postage. That'll be £2.95 to post. I think this is the second or third one I've sold of these just recently. It looks like just a normal personal cassette player in there, nice side opening one, in really, really nice condition actually. The idea with these is what you can do is convert your tapes to, you can digitize your tapes basically, plug it into your computer. I understand that you need extra software if you want to just split the tracks up and things like that, so it's not just simply a case of using this and Bob's your uncle. But this is in really, really nice condition. This can also be used just as a personal cassette player, so it's multi-purpose. But this was sold with no leads, no headphones and no software, so just as it is. Paid £1 or £2 for it, and it's going out the door for £11.99. Last on the list today, a nice little Lego bundle. I was in a charity shop a couple of days ago, one I go into quite regularly. I get on really, really well with the staff, as I encourage everybody to do, is talk to the staff, be nice to them, because you never know what might happen. That's how opportunities arrive. If you talk to them about what you do and all that, like, they don't mind anyway. They want to sell as much stuff as they possibly can, so they don't mind that people are resellers in the main. So this is a bundle of just over 1 kilo of classic Lego. It's not sort of like modern stuff. This is probably from the late 70s, early 80s. So that does actually add a premium. It's all in lovely condition. There's a few bits and pieces. No minifigures in this lot. I'm including a thin base plate with it. I've been avoiding Lego like the plague just recently. When I first started reselling, you could pick up a load of Lego really, really cheap, sell it by the kilo, and be achieving sort of like £17 plus postage. Rightly so, people are very, very fussy about it actually being Lego. So quite often when you're picking up big bundles, there'll be mega blocks and cheap kind of Mickey Mouse blocks all mixed in. So as a responsible seller, you needed to be going through it and making sure it is actually all Lego. Assume people are going to go through it one brick a brick at a time, just to check, just to see if they can trip you up. If you have that kind of attitude, you're not going to get tripped up. But as a result, I was going absolutely bug-eyed, going through it all overnight and spending far too much time sorting it all out. So unless it was a complete and new set, then I was avoiding it like the plague. But this was clearly all vintage, all Lego, and clearly all really, really good quality stuff. And he wanted £2 for it, so I thought nothing ventured, nothing gained. Bundle it together. So £2 cost price, and that's going out for £16.99 plus £2.99 postage. So reasonable return on that. It's already, I'll send it in the box as well. So nice, easy post. Just stick them all together, and away you go. So that's the scores on the doors for the last 24 hours. Like I say, I'm quite happy with 10 orders. I'm looking for a healthy finish to the week this week. On Sunday, as per usual, be getting out to local car boots. I'm hoping the weather will improve, because there's a huge local car boot to me that has just opened its doors for the first time. I can't stress enough that it's probably never been a better time to be getting out, particularly to car boots. If you can imagine, just logically, a lot of people have been stuck indoors for 2-3 months because of lockdown. They've had opportunity to have clear outs and all the rest of it, itching for car boots to sell, itching for car boots to go to get rid of all the stuff that they're clearing the clutter of. So this really is a fantastic time, better time than at any point in recent memory. So get out the door, guys, get to these car boots. Money towards your next bike, your next holiday, your next mortgage payment is out there to be had. Just motivate yourselves, kick yourselves up the backside, and get out the door and get to the car boots. I'll wrap this video up here. Like I say, guys, if you get any kind of value from these videos, give us a thumbs up. It really, really helps the channel, gives us a bit more reach, and helps me to help other people as well, which I love doing. That's my biggest kick out of this whole thing. If you're not already subscribed, please consider clicking the subscribe button below and the notification bell, and you'll get a notification anytime I post up a new video. Thanks very much indeed for watching, guys. Very, very much appreciated. I shall see you in the next one.
Cut you stiff across the road, and that's what's up, cause I know you know that all of these lames around, that's tough luck. But if you don't, you can't live out like this right now, like who you kidding, girl? You don't wanna be present, and in the past tense, that ass has been inside of my linens. Bring my past to your present, to our future, you're just a suture, shawty. I got enough coming for a couple of sutures. If you catch my drift, let's ride out. My bars got strength, so does my mouth, and if your girlfriend start trying to run it, yeah.